You would have thought after 4 days, I'd remember to put my mic on. 4 days back to back streaming, and look what happens. This is why I need to take a break again, people. I feel like I need a holiday. Big up Saeed in the chat. Big up Saeed. Um, big inspiration in this. But big up the community as well. You missed the how's it going, people, because I was on mute, so apologies for that. But I hope it is going well. More news. I mean, it's transfer deadline week, I guess. Couple days to go now, so news is gonna come thick and fast. I did say yesterday, if there's any news, I'll go live. Whether it's for 20 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 hour, I guess that partly depends on you guys and girls out there. Because one-on-one's about you as much as it is about me. I give my opinions, but I want to hear yours, and I want to be challenged too. You know what I really want? This is probably one for another stream. But I want a lot of the people that come in the big six comment section and tell me to back the side more and not roll over and things like this. I'd like them to. I gotta do a call-in show. I think one-on-one is gonna need a call-in show once a month. That's what I think. And I don't want too many people coming on that agree with me, because that doesn't make for good TV, as they say. But this ain't TV. It's YT. But I might have to do that. But then this is sometimes when I call people out that have called me out in the comment section, they don't really turn up. Why have we started like this? It's about Ramsdale. But this is what it's about, people. We're just here to talk. Over 550 people here already. 2 minutes in? Hit the like button, people. And again, thank you for all of the subscribers, everyone that's made it happen. 90k. We did it yesterday. Road to 100 now. Like I said, big up Saeed earlier. He's done it. He's there now, and he's surpassed it quite comfortably now. So big up Saeed doing his thing. Hopefully you like. Well, of course you are. Of course you are. The big six was on this channel. You're subscribed to Saeed. If you're not, then I don't know what you're doing. Big up the community. Who remembers? Big up Soul Fuel. Who remembers that old US sitcom One-on-One? Come on. I don't know if you're from the UK, but in the UK it was on Trouble back in my day, in the late 90s and early 2000s. It was on Trouble. But One-on-One was cold. I mean, obviously, Fresh Prince is gone in that department, and My Wife and Kids is clear of One-on-One. But One-on-One, Flex Washington, come on, I know that era of TV sitcoms. It's goated. It's goated. Even what's his name had one. Oh, I forgot his name. All of Us. Who was in All of Us again? That wasn't LL Cool J, was it? But yeah, come on. Of course, I know One-on-One. I need to remember. I don't remember the theme tune much. I remember it was it's someone singing it. Might have to play on that for the intro. Why not? Dwayne Martin. Okay. What was LL Cool J's one? LL Cool J had a show as well. To be honest, it didn't hit the heights of some of these shows. Everybody hates Chris. Come on, that came a bit later on. In the House. Okay. See, yeah, I like this community, man. This community. You've been through the trenches, like myself. Big up Trouble TV. What a channel. What a channel, Trouble TV. They don't make them like that anymore. You come home from school, you put on Trouble, you are good. You're good for at least 3-4 hours. Back to back to back. It shows, episodes, just. And then listen, if you're from the UK, and then you might want to turn to BBC Two, goodness gracious me, Channel 4, the Ali G show. I can't lie, Channel 4 was cold for that. Even Bold Select, yeah, we're going off tangent here. We're going completely in a different direction, but I'm just reminiscing, finishing school, what I used to watch. Obviously, earlier on, I wasn't the biggest Dragon Ball Z fan, but I forced it sometimes. I forced it a lot of the time, to be honest with you. I was never really don't ask me about it. That's not my cup of tea. Over 1,000 people here. Now we can get going. There's over 1,000 people. I think it's only right now. The introductions are done. The niceties are out of the way. If you could call it that. Boondocks. You lot don't do this in the chat. We're here to talk about Ramsdale. To be honest with you, I'd rather talk about Boondocks and Fresh Prince and One-on-One and In the House and all of this. Maybe we do that on the back end. Maybe we do it now. Ed and Eddie. That's different though. Keenan and Kel, yep. Orange soda. You see, people 1.2K. I'm sorry, people. If you came here expecting to hear about Ramsdale right now, we've kind of started off. It's one-on-one. It's the community. You know, it's down to the community. So it's the people. But we started off on a TV sitcom. I won't call it a debate, but talk. And there's too many kid and play. Stick to football for now. Big up Nando. Big up. I'm trying, but then who's afraid of the dark? You see, people keep on saying things. People, who's afraid of the dark? That was when they were around the campfire, innit? Everyone would start. Every episode would start around the campfire. They'll burn up the fire, obviously, and one of them would get the candle and tell a story. Was that? Are you afraid of the dark, or was that Goosebumps? No, Goosebumps was books. I think it was a show as well, but Goosebumps was books. South Park's goated though. South Park is goated for kids, even though kids are not allowed to watch that. But I watched it when I was young. That was one where you see hey, my mum used to watch me watching South Park at times. Yeah, when I was young. Yeah, when I shouldn't be watching it, and from a distance, she'd think I'm watching cartoons. Little did she know what that show was feeding me them times. Partly molded me. I banged South Park out when I was a youth. Loved it. Loved it. Crazy. I like the way it touches on topics. Family Guy's not better. I see someone said Family Guy's better. Family Guy's not better. Biker Mice from Mars. Mad. Gooniverse in the building as well. Come on. Come on. Big up James. I wasn't on time today though, James. And I haven't started on the topic that the title suggests. We haven't even started on Ramsdale yet. It's 7 minutes in. This is like Forever Arsenal, but it's just me. I say just me. It's me and the community. Who else do I need? Happy birthday, Lee Judges, as well. If you haven't wished Lee a happy birthday, go over to his socials. Wish him a happy birthday. I believe he's 73, so make sure you say happy 73rd to Lee Judges. Nah, he might get angry with me for that. I can't lie. Well. He loves me, really. Ramsdale, cool. Stop telling me about shows. We'll get back to that, people. We'll get back to that at the end. Let me just make sure none of these super chats are on shows. Well, one is Smokey. I have to get this in now, otherwise it might get lost in the sauce. Smokey says Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network was my time, but on the other hand, I heard this Garcia is Matt Turner in disguise. Any scouting reports? Gooniverse, you're in the chat. Make yourself useful, son. Yeah, we need the scouting report. We need the in focus. Yeah, the text version in the live chat now. I'll pin it. Use every character you can. Let the community know, James. Yeah, don't let them wait for the Gooniverse live. I know you're about to go live. So you're probably going to go live soon. Yeah, the community here wants to know. In focus in the live chat. And if you haven't subscribed to Gooniverse, people, go over subscribe. I would be surprised if you haven't, but James is doing his thing. Very clean. Very clean, very good. But yeah, I can't tell you whether he's Matt Turner in disguise or the next coming of David Raya. I don't know. All I know is I'm not hearing 25 mil, 20 mil, whatever this release clause is. It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, backup keeper, you don't need to spend much on. You know, if you have to rely upon your backup keeper, then something's gone horribly, horribly, horribly wrong. 3 horriblies there for a reason, because 2 doesn't justify how horribly it would have to go for you to have to rely on your backup keeper. And I don't mean 1-2 games. It can happen. Sprain wrist, it can happen. Shoulder, it can happen. Keepers, they're all over the gaff. But rely on, nah. 3 horriblies. 3 horriblies, wrong. It's all mad. So with a backup keeper, you've just got to bring in a mix of experience and someone who can concentrate for 90 minutes, because they're not going to be playing 90 minutes. But if you can't even concentrate for the 90, then you're not going to be concentrating for 30 of the 36 games that you're going to be on the bench for, presumably, at the bare minimum or bare maximum. I don't know. But No scouting reports. I'm gonna. You know what? Let me just. Taylor said, "I'm rude for saying 73. Just go say happy 73rd, man. Turkish sent me." Best balance between realism and optimism on AFTV. Thank you, man. You see, people are seeing the optimistic side of me over the last 18 months. Who would have thought Arsenal start challenging and doing things that we should have been doing 5, 10, 15 years ago? You'd see a more optimistic Turkish. Who would have thought it? Not me. Cool. Suj as well. We have to get Suj in. Big up Suj. Big up Turkish. Hit the like, subscribe. Road to 100k. But Fresh Prince was classic, as was Emir. What's that? What's Mash? 1972. Nah, Suj. This was before my time, brother. I'm intrigued though, because I'm not saying before my time is not good, because there's a lot of things before my time that I love. Like Tough Guys is one of my favorite. Well, one of my favorite movies would be pushing it a bit, but not many people know about Tough Guys. Tough Guys is a cold. It's a funny movie. Let me not say cold. It's funny. Amongst others, Rowan Atkinson did a lot in the 80s, right? So no, I don't know about MASH, but Sud, you're an OG. You're an OG like that, yeah? How old are you, Suj? If you don't mind me asking. You don't need to, you know what? Rude of me. Rude of me. I don't even know in this day and age if I can ask a man how old he is. I don't know. You know, back in the day, that was offensive to some. Now it could be offensive to all. So apologies. But then if you're watching sitcoms from 72, but how old are you, bro? Or unc? Or cousin? I don't know. But talk to me, Suj, man. You can't just be supporting the channel as much as you are and the community as much as you are. I don't even know much about you. Let me know the age range, because I know Jashar's an OG. I don't know if Jashar's in the chat. I haven't seen him, but Jashar, that is the OG. So I want to know, have we got another OG in the mod community? Big up Jill. Hey Jill, I gotta shout you, but yeah, big up Jill, man. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't need to know. Simple as need to know basis. Let's move. Halftime says, big up Turkish, on my way to 100 subs on my clips channel. Leaning on the community for this one. Can I put the link in the chat, bro? Put it in the chat. That's fine. Nah, I'm not against that. Just don't start spamming and all of that stuff. But listen, community, fellow Arsenal fan, more importantly, fellow Arsenal fan, supporting my channel, our channel, the community. Go show him some love as well. Clips. He's doing clips. That's not my competition. He's doing clips. Go show him some love. Why not? 44. Come on. Not OG. I think Jashar's older. Is Jashar older? Jashar, let me know how old you are. Let me know how old you are, because I know Jashar he's an OG. Hey, JJ, come on, man. Come on. Love for the donate. What, the £50. Do you call that a donation? Love for the love, first and foremost. Love for the super chat. And in general, the support all around, JJ, from long time. I hope you're well and the family, all of that, my bro. Hope you're well. Goldenelli says, bro, you know what I missed? Formats like the top 5 midfielder or strikers, etc. Those pieces of content are bangers while eating, playing games on the PS5. Road to 100k. What do you mean, Goldenelli? As in, well, I know what content you mean, but what do you mean? As in, like, me to do it on this channel, like myself, do top 5s and all of this stuff, or the ones we did on the Big 6 together? That hasn't ended, by the way. We're still going to do more. To be honest, we might be linking up. We should be linking up next week to do more of that type of stuff. But yeah, you know what's peak? I mean, if I do a top 5 like, I'm disgusted with the state of football. But don't ask me my top 5 in the world or in any position. I'm disgusted. Like, you ask me a top 5 in any position now, people are going to hear names where it's like, what? But football is so finished at this moment in time that every list will have a group of people that are like, what? Because there's no list that is 30. There's no, you might get 1 or 2 30s in each position, but then after that, it's all up for debate. Whether you love GNA, whether you love tackles and interceptions, whether you love, I don't know. People will make their own arguments for 3, 4, 5, and all of those other categories. That's why I like to do the OG ones more. But then the OG ones don't bang it as much as the new school ones because people want to know what about now. These youths don't give a toss about no Zidanes and Dinios. They want to know about Sancho's and Mudriks. Finished. But yeah, let me know, got on Eddie. Cool. Big up Nathan. Donation, but no super chat, no words. Sorry. At the gym with the stream. Come on. Enjoy, my brother. Just like Suchek, I feel one last dagger. Oh, big up Dan. Come on, Dan. Another one of the community from long time. Hybrid Ultra, 100 million sales generated. Surely we sign an attacker. And I'm going to get into that as well. 1.9K in the building. I didn't even check. I hit the like button, people. Can we get to 1,000 likes? 4 days in a row, I've gone live. I know one of those was OGs with Curtis, but Sunday, live. Monday, live. Tuesday, live. It's Wednesday, I'm live. Tomorrow, big 6. So, yeah, let me not count that. That'd be cheeky of me. But I might go live. If Arsenal pull out a Nico Williams tomorrow or something, you might see me go live 2-3 hours. Can't promise anything. But yeah, I do expect us to do something Hybrid Ultra. I can't lie to you. It will be very deflating if the last week is more full of recouping money rather than taking the risks to recoup more money in 12 months by winning a major honor or two. People tend to forget that. Sometimes when people talk to me about, you got to balance the books and you've got to watch out for this letter and FFP or PSR or, all of these things. My thing is that, but if you take that risk and you win, your books will balance because you're making more income than you projected before you took that risk. It's all a juggle. Don't get it wrong. Listen, you might take the risk and fail, but it's how mad the risk you take and how quickly you learn from that failure or move on from that failure and so on. But like I keep saying, there's no excuse not to go for it, not to try, not to take the risks anymore. We've done that far too often, having moved into this stadium. Far too often. Far too often. It's a familiar feeling. These last few days, it's a familiar feeling. And I won't talk too much until Saturday, Sunday, Monday next week when the window is done, dusted, because I agree, surely we sign an attacker. But as I say that, I think to myself, mug. Because it's a familiar feeling. And as much as Arteta's new, and I haven't felt this under, his management, or Edu in his few years here, it hasn't been like it was, before. I get that. But my eyes keep on looking at, one name, one surname. I don't give a shit if it's JSW or X Cronke. I don't care who's in charge of it. Yeah, it could be Josh, it could be Stan, it could be his wife Mandy. I don't know what her name is, but let's just say I don't care, because people like to say that since Josh has come in as the owner, like Josh bought the club off the last owner. Bro, do you know how mad that is? Imagine I own a business. I just run it to the ground, yeah, take the piss. They don't like me no more, so I'm like, bro, or son, or mum, or cousin, I face up this business for me. Do your best, but I don't care about it like that. But just refresh the crowd. You can't pull the wool over my eyes like that. So for me, familiar feeling, but I'm gonna lean on that. Surely we sign an attacker. It would be mad, not mad, but for me to give up on my whole, it's on them. 3 days before the window ends, or 2 days now before the window ends, would probably be quite cheeky, to say the least. Big up Edu, says Abdullah. Our greatest window ever in terms of sales. But in terms of buying, another one signing too short window. Another one signing too short window. Familiar feeling? Abdullah knows. Abdullah, you must be 30, around that. 28 to 32 minimum. Around that. Because not many people clock that it's another one signing too short window. If this ain't the first, because that would be the next thing. They'd be like, oh, look, they've invested so much over the years. Look how much we've come on 8th, 5th, 2nd, challenging. Oh my God, 100 mil Declan Rice. They're allowed one window to, reset. No, they're not. Not from any fan that lived through the era where they took something special and turned it into something not so special. Probably the most PG way I could put it. So, until they turn it around and we win a major under this ownership, I'm always going to have my doubts. And I see a lot of the, please one more forward, he says, almost perfect. And I see a lot of the chat talking about Edu. Now, on this one with Ramsdale, now we can get into Ramsdale. 22 minutes in, people, hit the like button, 2.3K here. How many likes are we on whilst I say that? Just so I know. I like to have a little, understanding of what we're working with here, people. It's still loading, so if you want to hit the like button whilst it's loading, then 600, nice. We should hit 1,000 before the stream ends. I shouldn't need to ask. I'll check again in 20 minutes. Let me not ask. You're tired of me asking. Edu. I'm seeing a lot on Edu. Yeah. And I feel like I gotta put a disclaimer here, yeah, because again, yeah, I go through comments and I reply to comments, positive and negative. Like this is just my thing. I like it. It's like the community is part of. For me, it's a given. Like I'm not this entity that doesn't want to communicate with the people that make the channel what it is and make this career of mine possible and so on. So I'll go through comments. So let me put a disclaimer out there. I can say what I like about Edu. What I like. There's no terms and conditions here on AFTV, with Robbie, with anyone, where I must say or portray things in a certain way. I just want to throw that disclaimer out there because it's nonsense. And again, I'd love people to that believe this to come on one day and argue with me, because if that is the case, what am I getting out of it? What would I be getting? But that's another story. I just want to put that disclaimer out there because for me, this ain't on Edu. So before people say he's protecting him, Edu, look, he's he likes AFTV. Cool, that's fine. I don't like that's not my cup of tea. Actually, to be honest, Edu was part of a legendary side. So in terms of connection to Arsenal and whatnot, I respect Edu, as a player. In terms of what he's done in his role, hits, misses, played his part. We're challenging him. The expectations are at his highest. So credit where credit's due, but also doubt where doubt is also due. And I get that. But in terms of Ramsdale, I don't understand how anyone can blame him for 25 million on Ramsdale. Number one, I don't think 25 million is that bad. Now I'm going to get into the context of why I don't think it's that bad, because this ain't 2023. In 2023, I'm looking at 50. I'm looking at 40, bare minimum, But it's 2024. It's a season where he hasn't played much. And when he has played, he's been quite awful at times. Last season, in 3 separate games, I think Brentford, do you remember that he was throwing it out and he just threw it on the ground? It nearly cost us. I think Declan Rice cleared it off the line. Then there was another one against Brentford in the league. He made a mistake, cost us. We scored in the last minute, and then he turned around to the fans and done this. Was that Brentford as well? Nonsense. And he also made a mistake. There was also another one in there. Listen, pardon my memory, people, but I know there's 3. So what's our right to get 40, 50 mil, what we fought last year? Not only has his quality dropped, because last year I would have said, his stock is up. He's helped us challenge for a title. He's got his problems for sure. He's not elite, but he's a good enough keeper to be able to elevate some clubs to this level, challenging potentially in the top four solid Champions League side. So the interest for me would have been, existent for sure. But a year on the bench, a year when you come on and you don't perform well, and a year where us as a club, Arteta as a manager has shown that we don't want Ramsdale. What can Edu really do? I think 25 million is actually a good deal. I thought he'd go out on a loan. I thought he'd go out on a loan with an option. If he does well, someone will trigger it. We're getting 25 mil. That's what we spent on him. Yes, wages, cool, whatever. But he did help elevate us too. Let's not forget that. After Bernd Leno, he did bring a new lease of life to that position, a new perspective for us fans, me in particular, goalkeeper playing at the back, etc., etc., modern day football systems, all of that. Played his part. If we or I am to blame anyone for the lack of profit and value on Ramsdale, it's Arteta, because the way he managed it was so poor. Probably one of his worst examples of management in terms of player personnel. We've seen many great ones. Like I'd say Saliba's up there with probably the greatest examples you have under Arteta. Ramsdale is probably the worst example of the lot, because you give him a new contract, you give him wages that indicate you are first choice and you will continue to be first choice, and then you bring in a keeper on loan with the option to buy that we all know was pretty much triggered before. It was just to balance the books, and Ramsdale sits on the bench for the majority of the season. That's not an Edu. That's not an Edu. So for me, 25 million, I'm all right. Bang that on the rest of the money we got. Go out there, 48 hours, 50 hours, 11 p.m. Friday, right? 50 hours. Oh shit, what's going on with these? Well, it's not saving the. Hey, one sec, people. It's not saving the super. I'm saving them manually. StreamYard's acting up. I'm seeing super chats, but I wasn't saving them. And we can't have that. I can't have people sending in super chats and we can't save them. There we are. I think I've got all of them. I've gone up to Faisal's. No, we had one above as well. Federer. I think that's it. Nope. Abdullah. Sorry, people. I know you must be watching thinking, what the hell is this guy doing? But it's alive. It's the community. Antenna as well. Big up Ethiopia in the building. I've not missed, but StreamYard's missed a lot of super chats. I'll be honest with you, but I've got all of them now. I've gone up to at the gym. Okay, cool. Can scroll back down. We're good. We're good. Are we good? Yeah, we're good. Yeah. So I wouldn't blame Edu for this. Sorry, going back to track 2.8k in the building. Hit the like button, people, if you haven't done so already. Oh shit, I've asked. I said I wouldn't ask, but I've asked. Make it 1,000. Fuck it. Part of my language as well. Not only to the community, but to YouTube. Do not demonetize me. So Edu out of the way. No blame on Edu for the price. I actually think the price is the price, and I'm comfy. If it was 20 mil plus, actually, what is it? 20 plus 5? 18 plus 7 or some shit like that. If it was 20 mil in total, I would have been like, cool. It would have hurt a little, but cool. 25, I'm like, all right, we're good. We're good. Well, what's this United fan? Why are we all delusional? Who's delusional? Oh, you man ain't getting Nico. Don't even. That's that. Yeah, don't even. But to be honest with you, going back to Hybrid Ultra Super Chat, off the back of all this business and outgoings, bro, we've got to do something. And we've got to do something tantalizing. We've got to do something that makes us, hope that the international break just whizzes by. One of those signings. one of those signings that, oh, it's too late for the Brighton game, but 2-week international break is Tottenham City, and we've got a signing on our hands. He ain't going to start the game, no doubt. It's an attacker, but he's coming on with 20, 30 minutes to go. Win, lose, or draw, he's coming on. Wouldn't we all like that? Wouldn't we all like that? I saw Curtis earlier saying when the Merino news dropped, this was his reaction. And I get it. I get it because it was coming for a long time. It's a midfielder. It's an upgrade in a department we've needed an upgrade on for a little while now, even with Xhaka in that position. So it's long time coming. But Calafiori and Merino are not exciting signings. Now, listen, do we need an exciting signing to win the league? I'll go back and say no, because I think we can win the league in the current state. Can. Will? That's a different question. And I don't think we've done enough to. But like I said, different question. Can we have? I do think we can. You know, I don't think it's impossible to go in with just Merino and Calafiori and come out being league champions. There's a lot of variables to it. But I would have liked us to, gone into the season with that extra thrust, that extra spice, the extra sauce, the extra, the extra belief, hope, optimism that we're gonna do it. But yeah, let me get in the super chats again before I lose my track. Eze and Coleman on loan would be fantastic. Big up, Eze and Coleman. Oh, you mean buying Eze and Coleman? Oh yeah, 100%. What, that in the last? Listen, it'll be a different tone Friday night, Saturday morning when I go live if that was to happen. Just think number 14 and Nico Williams, big plan. 14 Nico. I mean, he ain't a 14, but I see it. I see it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Fair. I mean, it doesn't mean what it used to mean, and there's no Henry out there, and there's no striker out there that I'd say, apart from Isak. I think Isak and Mbappe. But the Mbappe dream's done, if it was ever a dream at all to some. JK, I see you disagree. You think he played a blinder? That new contract enabled us to get 25 mil this season. Ruthless. Oh, fair enough. That's a way to look at it. That's a way to look at it. But JK, fair, but I've already thrown it out the window in my head because I asked myself, could we have got 25 million for him last year prior to him signing that contract? The answer is yes. So we spent a year of 120k a week wages, which is, plus 5 million across the year, I guess, roughly. Yeah. Yeah, over 5 million. So yeah. Yeah. Fair point. Initially out the window. Come to think about it. No disrespect, obviously. I'm just saying I like to put myself in different shoes. We will sign Mudryk on loan. Please, no. Because I will be saying, why always me? Tobes. Tobes is in the big six group going off. Matisse was like, how can it be Southampton? And Tobes is like, because I told you he's dead. Shut up, man. Let me not be rude. Jill says, also ESR. And he's showing out so far at Fulham. Yeah, another one. ESR, Vieira, Nketiah. A lot of exits in the attacking third alone. We must sign a backup or we failed. End of. Federer, I think you're not wrong. We need a Saka backup. I think it was higher up the list of priorities last year because, or not last year, I think it was roughly the same position in priorities because we failed to address yet again number 9 or that extra attacker. The backup to Saka's below that extra attacker we need because the extra attacker needs to come in as the 9 or the left winger, and we need a D8. And then I'd say it was a Saka backup, probably third on that list of priorities, fourth potentially. But I'm not dismissing it. I think we do. You know, it's funny that Reece Nelson is going into another season. I don't get it, but we move. Golden Nelly again says, yeah, about the OG ballers. I love educating myself more about football. For example, I didn't know much about Van Basten or Romario before the show on the Big Six. Mad, because obviously you are younger, but yeah, the thing about it is there's more access to footage and highlights and clips now more than ever. I mean, I lived through that era, so when I watch it back, it's nostalgic. Is that the word? But in the era I grew up in, to learn about, like, I remember having to get VHSs of Maradona to really watch like full games or learn about him in any sort of way, because I couldn't just flick out a phone or a laptop and just go on the World Wide Web and research. So take advantage of it, man. Take advantage of it. Football's come a long way. Very different sport now. Sparge says, I really think Chiesa was. We can talk about Chiesa. Was a great right wing option to support Saka. Let's hope we have someone else lined up, but unlikely. And when you think of the fee as well, and going back to that last super chat, I mentioned the backup for Saka. I mean, when it's a 10 million punt like it is on low risk on a player with big potential. I know he hasn't been the same player since injury, but 10 mil? Come on, back up to Saka, upgrade on Reece. Easy money. Easy money. But too late. Liverpool have him, and we'll be in linked to Nunes. But I don't believe that anyway, so there's no point in dwelling on that. And Brent says he should call himself relegation Ramsdale at this point. Feel bad for him. Big up Turkish. Love for the love. You know what? I thought about that. He's going to get relegated, isn't he? 2 years before he signed for the 2 seasons before he signed for Ramsdale, he got relegated. Before he signed for Ramsdale, before he signed for Arsenal, the 2 seasons prior, he got relegated back to back, right? Or was it back to back to back? I think it was back to back. Comes to Arsenal, involved in a title challenge, brings us back to Champions League. Did he play a game in the Champions League? He played that 6th game. I can't remember. I don't really care. I'm not here for the romance and all of this stuff people like to do. But did he play? Can't remember. But yeah, if he goes back to a club and gets relegated, I mean, he's come full circle. Circle of life, as they said on Lion King, in a very different way. Big up Faisal, Turkish bro. So worried about the depth in our attack. Nothing for Kai, Saka, Odegaard. PTSD from the days of Wenger when we were one signing away. 100% PTSD. And you Faisal, you know how it happens? Let's take Kai, Saka, Odegaard. This is how it used to happen anyway, people, for the younger people out there. Let's just say Kai, Saka, Odegaard. Go into the season, very thin, no real backup. Odegaard injured 4 months of the season. Oh my God. 2025 summer's approaching. Arteta comes out. Difficult season, to finish 13 points off City after challenging them twice. It's not easy, but the injury cost us, and having Odegaard back next season will be like a new signing. Familiar. Don't remind me of them times, because our injury record last season was the best since Highbury. Was the best since the Invincibles. I haven't seen anything like it for years. So let's not jinx it. Let's just hope and pray for the best. RA says, oh shit, let me scroll up and not lose anymore. RA says, big up Turkish fellow Guna here. 21 stone to 11. I've made a channel to help the community. Health is wealth. Shout me, people. We need an attacker. Oh, 21 stone to 11. Okay, big up. That's mad. Big up. I might even need to follow that channel. I've lost a bit of weight myself over the last 12 months, but yeah, I need to bulk back up a bit more in the right areas. But that's for your channel. I'm gonna come check it after this. I'll put it on whilst I saw at dinner, because I was about to eat dinner. Then this news broke, and I thought, should I go live at 8:30 or should I go live at 10? I said, you know what? I'm ready. And here we are. 2.8k in the building. Love for the love. Let me save these super chats that have come in whilst I've been getting the other super chats in, because for some reason StreamYard's acting. Usually it saves the super chats. But this time, nah. Big up Lennox, new member. Come on, big up the members. Not that I have anything for members yet, but big up the members same way, man. Big up the members same way. Is our squad depth better than City's? Why? No. Urgency. Well, I think you know the answer to that question. I wouldn't say it's worse off, but it's thin in as many departments, if not more, for sure. For sure. All right, cool. I've got all of them in. So let me go back to there we land. Sorry, I just see that pop up. Cool. Abdullah says, by the way, Tex, you nailed it. I'm 30. I've seen it all. Hey, I said between 28 32. You're 30, bro. I might have to do a Mystic Meg show. Might have to just bring out some crystal ball and just start. No one does that, do they? Not gonna lie, Tobbs has great football knowledge. He does. He lets himself down a lot. He lets his emotions get the better of him and says things like Basuma over Rice and Madison's a football genius. But overall, his football knowledge is like he can have a proper conversation about many players in many clubs. But the moment you start triggering him, or he thinks you're triggering him, or he feels like someone's taking the piss, he loses it. And then all football knowledge goes out the window, and yeah, defensive and offensive at the same time. It's crazy. It's like a bull in a china shop, as they say. But big up Tobes, man. Go subscribe to him as well. I know he's doing more content this season. RA, that's the one I just got. And big up Abdullah says we have made almost 100 million in sales. I think our net spend is close to zero. That's not title contending spending. It's not title contending spending. I like that. I like those words together as well. Title contending spending. I'm going to use that tomorrow and deadline day. Is it that no one's available? Osimhen too pricey? Tony a bad apple? Your thoughts? People are available. So as much as I think football's finished and the level is in the bin, that's because of systems and cogs. And at the end of the day, we've got a manager that learned off of the master of systems and cogs, or the modern day systems and cogs. We can talk about other systems in other eras and so on. Cool. So we've got a manager that was born out of this way that limits the freedom and right to express type of footballers. So there's someone available. There's more than someone. There's people. There's players available. You just have to get it right, like they did with Ben White, like they did with who else? Many signings, Odegaard and so on. Ramsdale at the time, Jesus even at the time, Zinni at the time, and so on. We've got to get it right. Who thought Zinni and Jesus were on our radar or should have been on our radar before they were? None of us. Odegaard out of nowhere, Ben White, what the hell? Like so many. So there's players out there. That's question one. Osimhen too pricey, not at 60, 65 mil. When you think that his ceiling has shown to bring success and a certain level of mentality, because Napoli ain't an easy place to play. They haven't won the league since Maradona, and the pressure was on, even though they ran away with it in the end, I believe. Did they run away with it? I think it was pretty comfortable in the end, but massive. So for 60, 65 mil, I don't understand. I really don't understand. And when you think 65 M's on Havertz and 275k on Havertz, then, work the rest out yourself. Tony a bad apple? Might be. I mean, it's not a guarantee. There seems to be attitude problems with Tony. And by that, I mean more so immaturity off the pitch, which, isn't the same sort of attitude problems that I'd say others seem to have. Like an Enzo, for example, or a Rashford, or it's just different. It's different. So Tony's been unfortunate. I just don't get why he hasn't got his move, but he's gonna get a move in the next 2 days. And if it is to us, it'll be one of those ones where I'm like, ah, cool. You know, it feels like you man left yourselves with, not much option, but you've done something. And like I keep saying, doing something is better than doing nothing. So fingers crossed it works. And that's my thoughts, Abdullah. Let's make sure I'm not missing anything. Antenna says the last time Arsenal won the league, I was a freshman in high school. Now I'm a parent of 4, and my oldest is almost old enough to start believing Arsenal will win it again. I've also lost my hair, bro. People don't get it. People don't get it. If I really, you know what? You've made me want to just write down what's happened since I've last seen Arsenal win the league. I might have to do that for the next stream. But your one's wild though. Freshman to a parent of 4. And to be honest, the oldest just enough to start believing. That's quite good considering where we are right now. Because you might have just set the oldest and the rest of them off into the same period we grew up in. Because what's freshman in America? Freshman like 18 years old, 16, 18, something like that. So you would have lived through the glory days, obviously. Well, I say glory days. We've had multiple glory days, but I mean the days, the Premier League days. Lamar says, bro, I can't lie. We don't sign a striker and a backup before the window ends, and we don't win the title. I'm gonna stop watching Arsenal for a while. Listen, today's stream was gonna be Josh Kroenke's face on this thumbnail. We was gonna talk. We was gonna have a familiar conversation. If you've been on this channel for a few years, it was gonna be a familiar conversation, a familiar one about a familiar name. That name used to be Stan. It's now Josh, but the familiar name is Kroenke. I don't give a shit what name is in front of that name. Yeah. You think if Josh passes it on to his mum next, I'm going to give them a new lease of life? I do not care. Yeah, I do not care. This guy grows a beard. People love him all of a sudden. He's been painted by the stadium. Anyway, 2 days. 2 days. We will see. We'll see. Be excited. 5 years on. Please, let's deliver now. Yeah. Freshman 14, 15. Okay. So he grew up in school. There was, 04, 02, FA Cup 03, and so on. It ain't easy. Ain't easy. Big up Pratisha as well. FA Cup is all you've seen. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. I really don't. Oh yeah, a few of them met Josh in LA, and to be honest, I'm not gonna go start screaming and shouting at them. I'm a grown man. I'm a parent. Yeah. But best believe if I get the opportunity to speak, it's not gonna be like, "How you been, mate?" It's gonna be like, "Yo, like I don't fall for none of this stuff. So please, for to be honest, I said please just now. I wouldn't be saying please. For the OGs, you must deliver. You must like. But we'll see, people. We will see. 2 game weeks in, 6 points up. Brighton on the weekend should be another 3, but we'll see. And then it's Tottenham and City away. That's the mad one. That's the mad one. But let's make sure we get to the mad one with all 9 points intact by beating Brighton, because Brighton have started the season quite well as well. Bro, if we don't win the league this year, and it's because we didn't add to the attacking line again, and Jesus injury costs us, or something along those lines, or Havertz doesn't hit the 20 he should, it's going to be a long day. A long day, a long week, a long month, if that is to happen. But we hope and pray. We hope and pray for the best. Ask Robbie to arrange the meetup. Trust me, if there could be a meetup arranged, it would have been done already. Not with me, because he wouldn't want to talk to me about what I want to talk about. But listen, people, to be honest with you, 50 minutes in, hit the like button. Let's see, have I passed 1,000 likes? We have passed 1,000 likes. Love for the love. But big moment for me recently on AFTV. When I done it, it felt like my biggest moment on or since I've been doing content and YouTube and whatnot. But um, I took part in interviewing David Seaman for the channel. I'm pretty sure it's out there already. But yeah, I mean, to a lot of young fans, I guess that won't really. You might think David Seaman. I know he's a legend, but you know, what about Saka? But for me, David Seaman. For me, the players that have done it are the people and the players I care about, the most regarding Arsenal Football Club. It's not out yet. It's not. But I mean, in terms of, um, I think Cecil posted something on his Instagram that indicated that it's coming out soon. So it is coming out soon. I think it comes out next week. But to have a chance to ask him questions about that era, it's mad, mad. And I got him. Obviously, my collection's all mad. So this is probably my favorite goalkeeper top. Yeah. And I got him to sign it, man. Look at that. Not that it's going anywhere. That's safe hands. Not that it's going anywhere, but it's going to my son. But I mean, this is the 94, 95 goalkeeper, man. They don't make them like that anymore, man. Now it's some basic. Now it's some bait. Like, let me pull out the goalkeeper kit now. I don't mind the goalkeeper kit now. I mean, it's a t-shirt. It's calm. But look at the goal. This is actually nice though. But this is a t-shirt. Look, this is like a kit. This is a goalkeeper jersey. Like, what's going on? What's going on? This is nice though. It's nice. It's nice because it's black, white, it's calm. And I wear blacks, I wear whites, grays. Pretty basic. I don't test the waters too often. Who is my favorite footballer ever? Zidane. Messi is the greatest of all time, without a shadow of a doubt. But Zidane's my favorite. If I had to do a top 5, it would be in no particular order, even though I've just said Zidane. So it would be for me Zidane. But Zidane, R9, Ronaldinho, Henry, probably Bergkamp. If you had to ask me to pick a 5, like pick a 5 that describes your taste in football, I think those 5 would give you a good understanding of what I like. And it probably also give you a good understanding of why I don't really like football as much as I used to. Where's the Zidanes? Where's the R9s? Where's the Ronaldinhos? Where's the Henrys? Where's the Bergkamps? There's none anymore. There's none. I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple, but I mean that's straight off the top of my head. Batistuta was one of my favorite strikers. He'll probably make top 10 if you ask me players. But I know if we're talking players, he's not in the top 20 when we include midfielders and defenders and so on. I'm trying to think who else. Because I buy shirts. I mean, like, I've got Zidane France 98. I've got Zidane Euro 2000, World Cup 2002. No, World Cup 2006. I've got Ronaldo 98, Ronaldo 02. I've got Ronaldo Inter, Ronaldo Barca. I've got Ronaldo Real Madrid. I've got Dino Barca. I've got like my favorite players. I collect their kits. Like, I try and get the kit from every club, which is difficult for some of them. But yeah, Zidane's my favorite. But R9, Dino, Henry, Bergkamp, yeah, they ain't far behind. And the thing about Zidane to me is Zidane in the biggest moments. Do you get it? Like Champions League final, left foot volley. Are you taking the piss? World Cup final. R9's time. 2 headers. Are you taking the piss? 2006. Retired from club football. Last dance for France. Bossed Brazil in the knockouts. Are you taking headbutted his way out of football? Sir, retire well, soldier. That is, I love that. And I love. I mentioned Ben White the other day kicking the ball straight at him again. Imagine a man headbutting a man in the chest like that. And to be honest with you, I don't think that cost France the game. Trezeguet cost France the game. He went to penalties. But yeah, Zidane for me, the biggest moments, crazy. And then what? He got banned for 12 games after. Broski, I'm retired. Who are you banning? Hey, they're moving mad. I'm retired from club football. I'm retired from. I'll never forgive Trezeguet though. Ruined it. Ruined it. I hope he never forgives himself for that. Suj says, I started watching Arsenal back when Adams was around, and you can't believe how hard it is to get ASES in the 80s in Australia. Oh, get the games in the 80s in Australia. True. That must have been mad. Do you see Saliba leaving if we don't get trophies in a couple years? Yes. Plain and simple. Yes. I mean, we're at risk next summer to get a couple years. You know, I'm not talking about next summer yet because we need to talk about now. And we've still got work to do, and we've still got dirt to get through this season. But if we end the season trophyless, if we end the season with an FA Cup, that won't be good enough for us to leave, or a couple other players that might pick up interest from clubs that are competing for Champions League and so on. So 12 months, Such. Believe we will have problems. Saka 2 years, Saliba 2 years, Odegaard 2 years. Yeah. I loved Kaka, Zizou, Dino, Henry. Football is washed. Kaka's another one. It doesn't touch them names for me, but quality. Absolutely quality. And the thing is, since we're on the subject, then we're 3 minutes off an hour. And I'm going to get the 3 minutes in. My favorite era of football was 90s Serie A. And you could just pick a top 5, top 10 out of that. Baggio, I mean, Zidane played there, R9 played there, Bergkamp played there. I don't think R9 won the league with Inter. I don't think he won the league with Inter. Zidane won the league. Bergkamp didn't win the league, but he won the UEFA Cup. But basically, them three, Baggio, Recoba, Chiesa and Crespo, they was at Parma coming through together. Batistuta, was Rui Costa around Italy them time. They had Serie A, 90s, no other league in no other era comes close. If you lot think this era in the Premier League is great, it whimpers in comparison to that era. That era was insane. We don't even need to talk about defenders. It's Serie A 90s, a top 10 defenders, 7 of them probably get into all time. R9 won Europa. Yeah, UEFA Cup, Lazio final, right? Step over. This is people need to have my boy soon. I see SDS masterminded, man. Bring me on that next season. You see my ball knowledge, but they'll hit me with the 2000 stuff. A lot of them man are young. But ask me about 90s and 2000s, early 2000s. Del Piero. Don't piss me off. Del Piero, Totti, Bierhoff, Veron. Totti are so underrated. Baggio in this generation, Suj, come on. Different gravy. Where? Different gravy. We're definitely missing a few names as well. I know Vieira was only at Milan for a season or something, but we're definitely missing a few names as well. Football stories like this, come on. This is what one-on-one's about. We have a main topic. We talk, we eat, we discuss, and then we have the filter stuff, the satellite stuff, the community stuff, the one-offs. And there's still 2.2k here. And I've been waffling a hell of a lot, but we're coming up to an hour. And to be honest, Haji, I'll just flip this whole laptop over now. You see, you see 90. Let me not get this wrong. The 96 to 98. 96, 98. 97. 96, 98, because Okocha went PSG in 98. So 96 to 98. You see the Turkish league? Galatasaray with Haji and Fenerbahce with Okocha. Do you know how? I don't like people won't know because it's Turkish league. Let me put Galatasaray with Haji and Fenerbahce with Okocha. Do you see Okocha and Haji? Do you know what them two were? Them two were football at its finest. Okocha even mentored Dino coming through PSG as well. I'm not gonna say he taught him what he knows because Dino's you're born with that. But I mean, Okocha and Haji were, oof. Okocha and Haji were too cultured and playing in that high intensity game. The hatred between them, mad. When you add that culture to that cauldron, it was 2 years of insane intensity and rivalry, just mixed with beauty. It was like a ballerina dancing in hell. That sounds fucked. That sounds mad, but it was. It was like two ballerinas. It was a ballerina dance off amongst fire. Amongst fire. Bro, you gotta test they say welcome to hell and in the fact, the stadiums and whatnot. Cauldron. This is 90s. I'm talking about smoke. People were getting shot after games. It was crazy, people. So bear with me, but it was two ballerinas amidst war. It was crazy. Two ballerinas dancing in hell. This is poetry. Alex the hey, you're not gonna make me. I was about to wrap up the show. You see, Alex, another underrated Brazilian. Another one. Quality in the Turkish league. Quality. Legend. Fenerbahce legend. Probably some may say our greatest player of all time. I say our Fenerbahce, but Hadji and Alex were legends of Turkey. Jimbom always. Okocha as well. You must include Okocha. He became a Turkish citizen. Okocha's Turkish name is Mohammed Yavuz. I've got an Okocha Nigeria top in there. I've got a Okocha Fenerbahce top in there. I've got an Okocha PSG top in there. That's another player that, to be honest with you, if we're talking my type of player, Okocha, yeah, I've got Nigeria, I've got PSG, I've got Fenerbahce. That's the three I got. I'm not looking to get Bolton, if I'm honest with you, because I don't get other English clubs. I don't get, even though Bolton used to shit on us as well with Okocha. Let's not forget. 40 sides says Zidane. One sec. Zidane was one of the players that made you fall in love with the game. Majestic. You see that word, majestic? I just want to see a picture of Zidane. Majestic footballer. No need to discuss GNA figures. The eye test let you know he was a GOAT without a shadow of a doubt. This era won't understand. I got people telling me De Bruyne's better than Zidane because of GNA. Makes me sick. Makes me wonder about life as well and what's happened. But can't dwell on it too much. Nothing we can do about it. It is what it is. We just gotta live and maintain. LJ says Serie A in the 90s and La Liga in the late 90s, 2000s. Very good point. Very Deportivo, Valencia, Atletico, Real Barça. You're right. Tristan, he was at Deportivo, Aymar, Valencia, Valeron was Deportivo, I think. Was it Valeron and Tristan at Deportivo? I think so. Aymar, Valencia. Oh, and then obviously we know Atletico, Real Barça them times too. Just insane. Absolutely insane. All right, people. We are slowly but surely going to wrap it up, but we cannot leave this one out. RTK gets this one. My Makala fans, none of us hate Alex. Legend. I hear you. He's just, yeah. You love football. You love that sort of a player. All right, listen, Jay Lee. Love for the love, man. Massive super chat, £100, $100, sorry. Right at the buzzer as well as I'm wrapping up. Road to 100k. Keep grinding, brother. Really appreciate it, man. Love to you, Jay. Love to the community. Love to everyone that subscribed and made the 90k possible. Like I said yesterday, for 4 in 4 people. I'm 4 in 4 the last 4. Yeah. Get to know. Is this Saeed TV or Turkish LDN? Who knows? Find out tomorrow. Yeah, make sure you subscribe, with the notification bell on. But Jay, love for that super chat. Love to all of the super chats, and love for all of the love. 100K is the next target. And I ain't gonna leave you again, people. I know I ain't done enough over the last year, but we're doing enough now. We're doing enough moving forward. I'll make sure of it. Hold me to it. Comment section, leave your comments, hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, share, do all of that stuff, people. I'll be back again real soon. Love for the love. 2 days to go. TikTok, Josh. TikTok.